The second episode of Free Tour continues with our discovery of the golden world of the Emirates and their stunning modern constructions. In particular, we're going to visit one of the most unique and wonderful hotels in the world, Atlantis. The term exclusivity in reference to Atlantis does not only refer to the level of luxury that one obviously expects to find, but also to its geographical position and its colossal dimensions. In fact, it's defined as the largest hotel in the world. In order not to lose the habit of impressing the general public and the ability to build in areas where nobody had ever ventured before, they decided to position this giant on the tip of the famous Palm, an artificial peninsula which, when viewed from above, is shaped like a massive palm tree, where villas, buildings and our Atlantis Hotel are all dotted along its trunk and branches. The entire project, which cost over €1 billion, covers an area of approximately 113 acres and was inaugurated in September 2008. The name is inspired by Atlantis, the legendary island first mentioned by Plato, inhabited by an advanced form of civilization but disappeared in just one night, making it the leading role of legends and stories, arousing the curiosity of so many populations. The Atlantis Hotel aims to recreate the feeling of being inside this mythical location with its countless numbers of attractions. To give you an idea of its size, just imagine that they used 58,000 kilometers of steel bars to build it. That's the equivalent of 9 times the length of the Great Wall. But, as we mentioned earlier, there are countless attractions within this complex. In addition to the actual hotel area, and once again, the engineers involved in the project wanted to surprise us with an aquarium unlike any other in the world. The Ambassador Lagoon is undoubtedly one of the largest aquariums in the world, with a capacity of roughly 11 million litres of water, 65,000 fish, with sharks, rays and 28 dolphins. There's a series of rooms from which visitors can get a close-up look of these sea creatures swimming around undisturbed beyond the large glass windows. It's a scenographic reconstruction of the myth of Atlantis, and it makes you feel you're really walking through raised corridors in a lost ancient civilization. Outstanding light plays make the adventure even more exciting, while statues of half-man, half-mythological beings make the atmosphere even more magical. A vision that amazes visitors of all ages. Strolling along the streets bordering the Ambassador Lagoon, we find time to admire the windows of modern boutiques and the elegance of its 17 restaurants. Free Tour met up with Alessandro Bottazzi, the Ronda Locatelli chef, a restaurant founded by star-winning Giorgio Locatelli, who wanted to create 2 points of reference for international cuisine, taking his Italian style first to London and then to Dubai. My name is Alessandro Bottazzi, chef at the Ronda Locatelli restaurant at the Dubai Atlantis Du Palm, following 6 years' experience working in London with Giorgio Locatelli. I moved here 3 years ago. How do we approach the gluten-free concept? Well, our London chef, Giorgio Locatelli, takes great interest in food allergies and is very receptive to this world because his daughter has a number of different food allergies, so we always provided a product in London that ensured that any guests with any forms of intolerance can visit our restaurant in total confidence, with the knowledge that the people behind the scenes know exactly what they're doing. We simply set up the same thing here. Gluten intolerance is a disturbance that's constantly on the increase. Many more people are now gluten intolerant, and for an Italian restaurant, you can imagine that most products contain gluten. And there's a lot of contact with gluten, so being able to provide gluten-free products is highly appreciated by our customers. Our favorite gluten-free dishes? Well, let's say we don't have our own favorite gluten-free dishes. We like to think we can produce anything gluten-free, and we can guarantee our customers that whatever we produce is gluten-free. We have a variety of pastas, which we're very proud of, 2 stuffed pastas and a noodle pasta. The 2 stuffed pastas are ravioli stuffed with ricotta and spinach, and ravioli stuffed with 4 cheeses, served with a selection of sauces depending on the customer's requirements. We are confident with our first courses and main courses, as we are always able to serve a gluten-free alternative. We can even make gluten-free pizza. The pizza on request is made with a gluten-free dough, and we even use a separate oven, which hasn't been used to make other pizzas, to guarantee an excellent product. I think it's important to create an awareness amongst people regarding this new world, and there are increasingly more people moving towards a world that's gluten-free. So it's nice to know that there are structures and information sources that people can access for more details and plan their holidays accordingly. Today, we're going to make these gluten-free ravioli with 4 cheeses and murazzano artichokes. Very simple to make. We're going to braise the artichokes, so we'll slice them finely. Melt a little bit of butter. A little garlic oil. Not too much. And then we brown the garlic. Now braise the artichokes lightly in the butter with a pinch of salt. At this point here we add a drop of white wine, or alternatively a drop of vegetable broth, and allow it to reduce for a moment. It's important to make sure the artichokes do not overcook. They must be fairly al dente, so you get the flavor and consistency. Ravioli, obviously using separate water. What I like about this fresh gluten-free pasta is that it has a very short cooking time, just 3 to 4 minutes and it's ready. Well, when we use rice noodles or whatever, we usually have very long cooking times. So it's also useful for all of us in the kitchen to have a pasta that cooks quickly. Sauce is ready. Just have to wait until the pasta's ready so we can cook it in the sauce at the end, and this is where you can tell the quality of the pasta. It's gluten-free, but it still keeps its consistency during cooking, which allows us to cook it in the sauce for a couple of minutes so the flavor fully penetrates. And this is important. We can make and treat this pasta like any other pasta we have on the menu. And now we're ready to serve up. We arrange our ravioli on the plate. Exquisite color, wonderful aroma. It's a shame you can't smell them. For a finishing touch, we'll add some of this cheese. It's a murazzano cheese, very tasty. And some chives. And there you are. Continuing our tour inside the Atlantis, we notice how many other big names in international cuisine have chosen this exceptional location. Even Nobu Matsuhisa brings his famous sushi from the Far East to Dubai, along with an exceptional partner, Robert De Niro, choosing an enviable location. The pictures speak for themselves as we observe how in the Atlantis, even preparing a dish is turned into a cooking show in which the ingredients act as the scenery. Chocolate cascades, marvelous meat dishes with meticulous attention paid to detail, and service that pampers the guests and takes them into a land of dreams. This is all part of the amazing Atlantis world. There are various areas inside and outside this enchanted castle where guests can relax and laze in the shade of luxurious and plush decor worthy of a true chic. The facility currently has a 924 square foot maxi suite that costs $25,000 a night, plus 1,539 rooms and 150 suites, including 2 presidential and 35 royal versions. The inhabitants of the Ambassador Lagoon entertain the residents of the suites that have, as it were, a front row seat at one of the most fascinating aquatic shows in the world. From the suites, you can access the spa centre, the fitness centre, and even the shopping mall. Even the younger guests have areas specially designed to keep them entertained, where there's no risk of them ever getting bored. For the not-so-young, the entertainment continues into the night. Atlantis also has a huge discotheque where tourists and Emiratis spend their evenings. Evenings that end strictly before 3 in the morning, as required by the wise rules in force in this country. But the most amazing attraction as far as entertainment is concerned is the Dolphin Bay, an immense aquatic park which has faithful reconstructions of the image of the legendary Atlantis and a real boost of adrenaline. Long, fast slides and chutes allow you to dive into the middle of the aquarium and swim past sharks and rays that inhabit it, naturally with no risk at all. Dolphins have always been a top attraction, and here you can approach them and interact with them in a totally unique experience. Another must-visit is the Diving Centre, for those who want to go further than a simple dip in the pool and explore the depths of the lost world of Atlantis and its inhabitants. A few lessons with experienced teachers and you're ready to dive into the largest aquarium in the world, surrounded by every species of sea creature, always in complete safety. All that these marvels now lack is a time machine. Although the magnificence of Atlantis has been brought to life in this modern work of art, which is the fruit of human imagination.